Hello, nice to see you. Hey, gentlemen.
Hello.
Hey,
Hello. Yeah.
all good.
Yeah. All good.
I just saw your confirmation that you were coming today, and that's why I was standing by to kick this off. I didn't
Yeah.
really put anything or invited anyone or organize topics. I'm sort of swamped with work as well, so I'm just going to do a quick look into what governance actions are up. And I'm not sure if you have any topic that you want to raise.
Uh, no, I don't have any topic. I just would like some updates if you have them. Uh, but what was maybe some after I left the last meeting Monday was something
Mhm.
discussed about and also about the what was that the funding thing, Christiana, where you tagged me, right? I have not been able to check up on that. Is there been any update on that part?
Okay, let's go one by one.
Yeah.
So, in terms of like work on the boards, I really didn't organize much since we did the last call. So today, let me just start by contextualizing here. Today we're on Epoch 616. We met on 614, which is the notes that we left here. Um,
Mhm.
do you mean anything specific following up from here, or?
No, nothing specific from here. Just if anything was like I was there for 30 minutes, right? So any action was decided after the 30 minutes or something was discussed.
Oh, I don't think so, to be honest. I didn't remember now that you were talking about leaving early. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's just the typical updates and that's it. I don't
Okay.
think that but what I'm going to do eventually when I organize this a bit further is to release more of the recordings. So if you go on the Google Sheet, there should be more links like these coming in, which are the notes of the previous calls on
Okay.
Fireflies. I still
Okay,
need
okay,
to
yeah.
publish. So I have fireflies added here, recording. Sorry, where is it? Yeah, so it's just been added to our call, and I'm going to be publishing the recording of
Okay.
last week's call until the end. So also, I've been experimenting a lot with AI. So I'm eventually even going to have an MCP or whatever that's called to enable my AI to come into the board and summarize things and drop it on the board as notes. So eventually, we're going to have a lot more things here to catch up
Oh,
on asynchronously. That should be cool.
wow.
Um, Now, what we've done, like on Friday, for example, Epoch
Uh-huh.
615, it was
Yeah.
just me. We had Aomi, we had Shaggy coming by, and I'm literally still opening up the windows that we used on the last Friday check-in.
Mhm.
But one thing that we didn't do, maybe could be interesting, just in terms of checking what the same kind of snipping that I did here. So on when we were doing the looking at things on 614, there were these two
Mhm.
active proposals, and I didn't do this screenshot for 615. Today is our check-in for 616. So I'm just going to create the, let's say, section there. We're maybe might as well just call it a check-in again. And let's start with having a look. So on CGov, for example, what I usually do is just filter this to only active. And I was
Mhm.
just testing it and refreshing. So if you refresh, it's going to go back to everything else again. But it seems like it's the same two actions only that are up. Treasury flow
Yeah.
for Maru, this one. So although we're two epochs past from when we were looking at this, it seems to be the same ones. There's a glitch there. I'm not sure. Yeah, if the voting ends March 10th, let's see here.
Oh.
It's there's this glitch here on the UI, but I think it's the exact same one. Yeah, ending March 10th. And but in terms of updates, in terms of voting, it's getting 33% yes, which is not so good, right?
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't look like it's going to pass.
Yeah.
Um,
Because like this, if you see what the no vote 1.5 billion, it is just
mhm.
Emirgo 1 billion. You know, so it's just
Oh,
like very few parties are putting the no vote.
okay, that's interesting. So let's do this. What was the tool we used here? This is Cardano Cube, I think. So I'm
Yeah,
just
this
gonna go
Cardano Cube.
to it, and so for now we've been using these two for a while, and they seem to complement each other quite nicely.
Yeah.
So yeah, so let's make a note about this one, active proposals, and I'll drop it onto my report. And then maybe we can also snapshot how the voting is looking and make that comment that you were just sharing, which is very insightful. And I wasn't aware of it. Maybe let's look at it from here and explicit no. So this is one you were talking about, right?
Yeah.
So,
Like you can also take a filter and in the data voted no, that will
mhm.
show how many people have voted no. I think
Yeah,
if scroll down, it should be visible.
yeah. So the counting of the votes is also quite relevant, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So here we have this, which is the one on the right. And then when you said filter the votes, what tool do you have in mind to do that?
Seagull.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go in here and okay, I'll just leave no. And I'm a bit of a data viz geek. It would be cool if we have like this distribution graph or a histogram of things, it could really help if we render this in that fashion. One thing I've started looking at, because I'm so much in experimenting with AI, I've started looking at this and at the repo being there, and I started entertaining the idea of forking this so that I can play
Mhm.
with it and add what I just said, for example, like a histogram of the voters, or in this case, for example, having this curved things that we have here, but
Mhm.
as stacked. So instead of having this plus this over this over this, where they're all like side by side, we could stack them, and that way it gives us a bit more a different perspective, and
Mhm.
also to be able to have that scene in perspective to the circulating supply, because this looks a lot, and even if you add 2.5 plus half plus 1, it would be, I don't know, 4.5
Four
or
and a half.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's still nothing compared to 38 billion,
Yeah.
or the active stake, which I think is 12 billion, right?
I mean, you can check that on cardumen.io.
Yeah.
Have you checked
I'm just
that?
saying about the viz here.
Yeah.
Do you think
No,
it would be?
understand. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great.
Okay, vamos a ver cardumen.io, our Spanish
Mhm.
friends, Spanish speaking friends.
Yeah.
And let's see, is this going to load or?
Yeah, it is gonna load. Take some time.
No. Okay, thank you. Yeah, so this, for example, is the kind of what I was calling a histogram type of thing,
Mhm.
where you see them
You see,
quite,
you, Yoroi and Emirgo, it's almost like, oh my God,
yeah.
crazy.
They still have like 370 delegators, so it's something, right?
Yeah. If you check
Yeah,
Yoroi, if you check the Yoroi, that I think that 10,000 plus delegator, Yoroi, the first one. Yeah,
yeah,
18,000. Oh,
yeah, but this is because of the phenomenon that Phil keeps talking about, where they sort of defaulted people to delegating to them or something,
yeah.
right? So yeah, so on this viz, for example, I think it would be interesting to see it by delegator. So if you could do the viz, that viz currently is happening on millions of ADA. So we should be able to flip it and see by number of delegators. So the bars
Mhm.
would be sized by the number of delegators.
Number of
That could be
delegators.
cool. Let's come back here. So I'm gonna drop this part here, and maybe a snipping of the voters filtering, like you mentioned.
Yeah, it's on Seagull.
Okay. So here, for example, you see it, but let's see, can we see a count for them? I don't think we can see the count of no votes on this one.
Mhm.
It's really tricky. That's not so good. I'd expect more from this tool. Oh, here we go. It's the total. No, oh, there we go. This is what I meant. So this is the stacked thing instead of current. Could it be? No, it's the same thing. It's just scaling everything down, but they're still not stacked.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I was trying to see a count of total people that voted no, but again, it's also interesting to see how many delegators those people have, right?
Yeah.
So we could do like count, oops, of DREPs, which is what we're missing. And we could also see the count of delegators to those DREPs.
I think if you go to the bubble map in the Seagull,
Hmm.
You can get an idea of yes and no votes. Like,
Hmm.
with abstain, yes and no votes. Green is yes, red is no, and
Okay. Okay. Yeah, this is great, Viz, for the purpose that we're trying to
you
document.
can also just do drep and then you can get a better this thing, because this is
Hmm.
all roles. If you just click on dreps, you can get a better thing.
Okay. Just dropping it here. But this is by stake.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is, which is the default type of way of rendering it, which is the one that matters in the end.
Mhm.
Okay. And I'm just going to filter it back to DREPs. Yeah. So if we look at SPOs, yeah, maybe let's capture both of them. Mm-hmm. Have you ever used Excalidraw?
Sorry, what?
Have you ever used Excalidraw? It's an alternative to Miro.
No, the first time I ever had Myra was also at Intersect. So
Hmm.
uh, before that, it was not in my list.
Yeah, I'm starting to think, because this one is not open source. You need to pay it. It's completely software as a service. And I've started experimenting with this one. You can plug your AIs into it. You can run your own instance. I'm probably going to be transitioning over time, so that we can have more interaction with AI and all that, and host things that are like more the way we want it to be. Maybe have more interactivity, so you can have voting on the board or something like that, and so that we could collaborate better asynchronously. Let's see how it goes. Anyway, yeah, this is really interesting. But if you see, for example, why did I wonder why Uroi is also voting no? It's even a bigger vote than Imurgo, right?
It has the same people voting. So
Oh, okay. So Uroi is owned by Imurgo, is it?
yeah,
Okay, sorry. I don't use Uroi. I don't care so much about it, so I wasn't keeping that in. I didn't have that in mind.
yeah. That's why, like America alone is controlling 1.1 billion of stake, and that's a heavy thing. So that's why there's in the community, right? People, D-Reps or anyone is telling that we should do some, drive that people change their votes from Yoroi and Emergo to some individual D-Reps, no
Yeah.
matter who, so that
Hmm.
at least Emergo, like as you all know, have been a very blocker in a lot of things and really
Hmm.
not contribute much. And right now it is being a hurdle to the community to, put their ideas with so much power.
Yeah. I'm spelling it wrong. So I'm just gonna make a note here. Um, Maybe like this. Um, yeah, I think this is enough, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah, I'm not sure if they have any rationale or something like that. Do you think it's worth going into it?
I have read the rationale, and it is just like, oh, the price of ADA is too volatile. Like, so, you know,
Could you repeat? Sorry.
the price of ADA is too volatile. If it falls below, then how are you going to compensate people for doing the work? And since we have Vision 2030, something, the
Yeah,
measurable KPIs and all, so it is
that's
really
not.
just,
Yeah, that doesn't feel like Yeah, very relevant.
You can
It's
also
not, the
yeah,
reality hasn't changed, right?
yeah, you can go through the filter section in the this same app, and there you can check in the voted filter by role directs and no, and you can go to the last one where you have the highest power, you know, the last
But
filter,
okay,
voting power highest, and then you can see your American your eyes
this
vote.
is what I was looking for, but it's not supposed to be a filter. It's supposed to be sorting. Anyway, it's just
Yeah.
they aren't explicitly calling it filters anyway. It's just options. But okay, do you think it's exactly the same rationale, or did they bother to
Um,
vary a bit?
okay, the same thing but different wording. That's all.
Hmm. Okay, let's hope um, the ecosystem becomes a bit more freer from these kinds of um, single-handed decisions. I'm not going to question, necessarily. I don't have a strong opinion if they're right or wrong, but I don't think that market volatility is anything new.
Like I was just reading to a couple of no votes here,
Hmm.
and the thing is, these people that are voting no, right? They're saying that okay, we think it should be lower than what it is currently, but Yuta was telling that hey, if you don't vote yes on this, right, you're
Hmm.
basically saying that the 350 million is will be the NCL, right? Since you're voting no on the 300 million, that will be the NCL. So at least vote yes on this so that limit falls down 50 million ADA. And a lot
Because
of
if you
people
don't
have
vote
voted,
yes for this one,
yeah.
what will happen? Sorry, the
If they
351
don't vote,
will prevail.
yeah, 350 will prevail. Like that is the current past NCL, right? So a lot of I was checking people. A lot of people rational for voting no is that there's 300 million also a lot, and that's why they're voting no. But this is equivalent to saying that okay, this is no, so that the 350 million is the only one that is passed. You know, like it's a contradiction in what they're telling and what they're doing.
Hmm.
So I don't know.
Let's have a quick look here. I always come back to this link for Mark's tool because it's the one that sends me directly to the timeline, and I find it really interesting to see like that. So maybe could we identify here the 350 one?
Yeah. You see, it's below the treasury withdrawal. Yeah.
This one.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So let's make a note of that, and I think that's good enough. Yeah, maybe what we can do is clip. So when I publish today's recording, I can make a tweet pointing to what you just explained because I think it's something that could really help the ecosystem, right? If they understand that part. Where am I? Here we go. And I think that's it for today. I'm not sure if you have anything else
No,
to
no,
raise.
that's it from my side.
Okay. Thank you so much. You shared a lot of insight. And if you didn't come by, I would just be here like looking at things and thinking everything's sort of normal. But you really helped put this one in perspective a lot. And I'm just going to add a sticky here mentioning what you just said. And let me know if you have any more feedback, right?
Yeah,
In terms of how we're doing things, how like I'm not sure why we aren't getting more people coming back to the calls, but you found everything like accessible and everything.
I found it accessible. The thing that I think people are not coming back is we are not doing something actionable. You know, like okay, this action that we as a group can take or something. You know, it's
Mm-hmm.
basically information sharing and exchange. Uh, I think people wants to okay, after all the information is collected, what action are we taking? You know, so I think if we are taking action and being productive on that part, I think people will
Hmm.
come back to put in their ideas and move forward.
Okay.
Also, yeah, I'm not sure if you have seen this one, but do you know Christian Taylor from Intersect?
Of course, I was working with him on the open source committee, right?
Oh, yeah, right. So
Yeah.
he is taking feedback to build a MBO of kinds.
Hmm.
Have you seen his post?
No, no. That's
No?
yeah. That's if you have it, I'm just finishing this sticky here, and I'll be happy to put it up and add to the board.
Just let me give me a second.
It was really tricky because this one really just said net change limit. It was like a smooth thing, like discrete.
So,
Oops, this is a bit too thick.
ah,
I'm not sure how I tweak this, but I'll use this one instead. No. Okay, here we go. But Jintama,
yeah,
baby, I'm just noticing that this one says expired here.
yeah, info action always expires.
Okay, but it passed.
Yeah, it passed.
Okay, and so that's something to feed back to Mark about this UI, right? This
Yeah, I
UI.
mean, I'm not sure how, because all the, what do you call these websites that show the information have put expired on info action. So, you know,
Hmm. Let me just come back here. Net change limit epoch 613. So is this one? Yeah. This UI really isn't showing us a concrete outcome of the proposal, right?
yeah.
You literally have to see here the yes was something, but you can tell it's slightly bigger than the red, but you need to, read all that to understand this one passed. So on both tools, it's not so clear. Well,
Mhm.
maybe on the stacked here, it's a lot. Why is it so different? 1.4. These are not the same numbers that we have here. Here we have 1.98, 15458, and here different numbers. Tricky.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll make a note and follow up when I can. um, do you have that link from Christian?
Just,
I I know that he started something called the Cowboys Open Source Consulting or something like that. I didn't know that he was starting an MBO. Is that it?
no, not an MBO, but it's like he had a plan to make an open source platform, kind of where they ask funding from the treasury,
Hmm.
and they just collaborate with the community to do the open source work. And on the stuff, I hmm. Do you know his X account? Because suddenly it has vanished. I'm not finding it.
Check. Hmm. Trying to open it on the other screen.
I know it was that open source guy, but
Yeah, I got it.
you got it?
Yes, I'm pulling it up.
Oh, yeah. Sure, why it was showing up for me. Yep.
Apparently,
So,
is this the one you're talking about?
oh, okay. I'm not sure. Oh, so,
Hmm.
like if you scroll down. I hope he has not deleted his earlier post, but uh,
Hmm. This was 18th of February already. So
oh,
hopefully he
then
did.
yeah, he has deleted the post. I am also not able to find he made a Cardano forum post and
Hmm.
not able to find it. And if you look at his recent 2 hour earlier message, he
Yeah.
say something must have happened in the background that we do
Yeah.
not know. Yep, because he was very keen on this,
Hmm.
and a lot of people were actually reaching out to him to support. And suddenly, he posted a exposed that, hey, I am not competing against any of the founding entities or Intersect or anyone. I'm just
Yeah.
trying to fill a gap. And today he is posting this, and something has happened in the background that we do
Well,
not know.
yeah. What can I say? I can imagine what happened, but
Yeah,
it's
even I
not
can
going to run. It's
imagine.
not going to happen. It's not going to be voiced out on Twitter. So let's just add this here to the side and maybe come back to it if we ever mention it
Yeah,
on future calls. And so this is more like an ecosystem update. Yeah, I think let's leave it at this. I'm gonna
yeah,
pick up other tasks, but it was really really interesting, and like I was saying, what you shared here about these two. Just one final question. So if on CGov I have this one, which is the one that passed that you were saying, but you were saying that if we don't get the 301, 350 would prevail. But I see this one is still, no, sorry, this one's not the one that we, is it? Yeah, you were talking about, I think I opened the wrong one. Sorry. Net change lemma, Epoch 613 to 713.
yeah. It is. If you scroll down, you can find it's below this. No, this is the same one. No, you can
So,
go back and see.
hmm,
Scroll down. Scroll down. Yeah, this one. Below the increased transaction block memory unit. Yeah, about yeah, this one. No, this yeah.
okay.
So if you see, click on it. It will show 61.3% yes votes. So
So, but now I'm still confused because, so which one is this one?
this is the one put by Utah,
Okay.
which is the current running one. Which it will reduce from 350 million. The one that you're seeing now is put by Intersect Budget Committee, and this is by Utah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And so coming back to our argument that you were making about the 350, this is the one that you were talking about,
Yeah,
which is a risk. So to complement what we were adding to the board, this is the one that we want to highlight. And so in terms of public opinion, this seems to be like all green. Why did they then add another one for 300 instead of 350? Do you know?
uh, like if you see the yes vote on this one, where is this?
So this one is by the budget committee, right?
Yeah,
And it's an old one. So this is the one I'm mentioning here when we, which is for 350 zillion Lovelace. And this one is already more than passed. And now you're saying this one is by Utah.
yeah.
And then we have the latest one, which is the one being voted.
Mhm.
So which is this one. One thing that we also don't see here very clearly is who is putting it in.
Yeah. This is one problem. This not about this, but all other governance platform we cannot find this information. Who is putting the action on chain?
Yeah. I'm adding a note here in terms of that.
And the thing is that why did Utah put the 300 million proposal is because a lot of community people who are not DREPs but actively participating on X or in on chain, right? Have a bit more voice. They have what they have like, and normal people like us, right? They are telling their feedback is that 350 million is a lot, and without a report of last year's spending and this thing impact, why are we approving without anything? Back the
Yeah.
350 million head of spending. So he is standing up for in a way, he's standing up for the community and putting forward this thing. Let's see how it goes. It looks difficult from where it is.
Okay. I'm going to go back again.
Yeah.
And so now the one that it's this one, right?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I'm a bit confused here.
Yeah. This one is by Utah, 300 million.
This one.
Yeah. This is active.
But I thought we had concluded that it wasn't is this the one that we were talking about still?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But so why is it showing with more green than red? Didn't you say that the budget committee also put in one for 300?
No, budget committee did not put for 300. They put for 350 million ADA, the previous one.
Okay, and so now my confusion is just about if this is the current one that's still going to be voted until, so we only have 1 week, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why is this UI showing me here with more? Oh, yeah, so it has 33%, but it needs to make a lot more, right?
Yeah.
And it needs what, 66 or something?
51%. 51%.
51. Sorry, Jintama, you're like providing huge service in this call because yeah,
No, it's fine. It's fine.
there's so much I need to learn about this. The DREP threshold's 100% here. So how much does is the 51%? Is it half of the DREP threshold?
Yeah. So, like, if you want to see this type of data, I suggest looking at adastart.net. That is the best platform for threshold limits. How to check that?
When you say 51%, is it
Yeah,
is it not 50 plus something? It's really above 51%, or how does that work?
yeah, I'm not sure how it's written in Constitution, but 51% is the general statement.
Okay. Okay, so this is something that, like I was saying, when you start explaining that it needs to pass or that it could be relevant if it passes, we really could promote it. Invite people to come and see the recording and follow up on that. But in terms of NCL, it's just these two actions that have happened, that are happening,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I was a bit confused because at a point I thought there was 3 that we were talking in total about.
No, they're just two.
Okay. And okay, so I think this makes sense now. It's the same one. And We're just looking at them at it from different points of view here, right?
Yeah.
Because the numbers like 1.9, 1.5, and here we're seeing 1.8, 1.4. Yeah, it's just a typical differences between calculations, I guess. Okay. Anything else? You were saying maybe go to somewhere else to see something else, some other votes, or
ADAStat.net.
okay.
Yeah, if you scroll down to governance section and the net change limit. Yeah, third one. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. Also, it's like in terms of CC, it's possibly not going to make it, right?
It depends on when the CC will vote. They usually vote at near to the end of the voting period. So
Hmm.
I think we have to wait like 5 more days or 3 more days.
Okay. I'm going to add this one more on the Armiro board. It's still like it's not really easy to understand who is putting it in, which sort of makes a difference, at least for me. I'm curious to see that kind of thing. And yeah, we simply don't see it there. Anyway,
Yeah,
great stuff. Thanks. Let's meet again next week if you can make it.
yeah, yeah. This time
Otherwise,
works for me, so I can make it.
yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure if some people were thinking of doing it on the old time, but it's just, I updated as much as I could. I tagged people
Yeah,
on X and everything. So that's it. See you next week then.
yeah. Bye. Have a
Bye.
good
Take
day.
care. You too.
Take care.
Thank you.